I hope you are well tonight. It's been quite a few days since I have last talked to you in English, so I decided that tonight was the night. As maybe you have seen, I don't know if the title of the live is to be seen somewhere. Well, the title of tonight is a very important question, and it's a real personal experience I'm gonna share and my reflection around this. But I feel it's a key subject on a spiritual journey, but not only on a personal development journey, and on a personal journey, simply said. So and the question is, how deep and how clear do you see yourself? Which I could also rephrase in how blind you are to yourself. I know that the word self-blindness is not really a word in English, but I think it should be, because it's really something that exists. First, I want to say, why is it so important to be aware about who you are and to see yourself as you may see others? Because well, it's quite pragmatical. It's just that it is pretty rare that we come to love someone or something we don't know, and it's pretty rare to know something without seeing it. It's just very human. So you need to see yourself better, deeper, always clearer, because, well, we all know we need to love ourselves, otherwise any healing improvement journey is more difficult. And well, self-love is a huge subject. But yes, it's this self-seeing or self-awareness, but I'm really about this vision thing. Seeing yourself is it's a fundamental, it's a key step on the way to self-reconnection and self-love. I also wanted to say that seeing yourself is not the same thing as recognizing yourself, acknowledging yourself. Seeing is just identifying that you have this or this personality trait, that you have this quality, that maybe you are lacking this or this most of the time, that you have managed to do this. Well, it's just seeing is just saying, oh, this is in the landscape of myself, yourself. There is this in the landscape that's present, you know. It's not versus recognizing is really, but this would be the topic of another live, I think. Recognizing yourself is really integrating those qualities, those talents, and really acknowledging them and taking them into account, and really be grateful. And the goal of course of acknowledging is loving them, to be able to more embody them in your daily life, of course. So we are just really, I think that this seeing yourself is kind of a first step on the way to self-discovery and self-recognition. And the thing is that in self-seeing and in self-blindness, we are not all born equals, I have to say. Of course, I don't think there are people that see themselves, children, see themselves fully at once. We all have a kind of a self-discovery journey. But there are people, and I will explain this through the lens of human design, which gives really a wonderful point of view on this. Well, for me, because seeing myself was very, very difficult. I had the feeling that people were seeing this, and I was like, really? Where did you see that? I did not. So, but after I had the first reading of my human design profile, it was easier for me to understand why I was not seeing myself. And of course, that's not a fatality. That's not. It's just a process. But for some people, it will be. I think it will be easier than others. Of course, I will talk about the people for whom it's quite difficult. And in human design, there are several character features that if you have them, it can be difficult. But first, before going into detail about that, I want to say that if your soul came with some of this feature, saying that it will be difficult for you to see yourself as you are, it's just that this self-discovery and self-recognizing thing it's really a huge part of your experience on Earth. I mean, it really belongs to the journey. So that this is something I really began to be fully aware, and when it helps, because at the beginning, when you have this feeling you don't see yourself, you can get very angry at yourself. In fact, what, I don't see myself, others see and I don't. Why is it like that? Well, I had that feeling. In fact, I had this anger. Well, I want to see myself. I want to, because I want it to be. Well, I have evolved a bit on that subject since then, but I wanted to be the best version of myself. And how do you want to be the best version of yourself if you don't know who it is? So that's quite a basic knowledge, and of course it's a very evolving knowledge, because who you are now and who you were 5 or 10 years ago, it's pretty much different. So I think that this self-discovery thing and self-seeing things, it's an ongoing process. But once you have maybe developed the habit or the tools to see yourself, you cannot go back. What you have seen, it's seen. You cannot forget about it, but you can see how it evolves in time. And that's quite the beauty of it. Or you can even discover more parts of you, because of course they are the very human part of you, and they are more like spiritual or on the soul level part of you can always discover. So that's a never-ending journey. But there are like key steps, I guess, like huge awareness moments, aha moments, or wow moments too, that are building your self-awareness. And that's really important, I think. Well, the first thing concerning human design is the most evident thing is in human design you have what we call personality traits, personality lines. There are 6 of them, and one of them is the line 2. And the line 2, if you have the line 2 in your profile, it means that you have a lot of natural qualities and talents, but you are not aware of them. You just don't see them. These are things that just come so naturally for you that you are not aware of them. Well, maybe you are just thinking other people around you have the same. And you really need the mirroring of other people telling you, you are good at that, you are good at that, and look, I'm not good at this, to be able to really discern that these are your own talents, and not everyone has the same, because we are all differentiated and unique. So being aligned to means being very gifted at things without even sometimes the need to learn them. You just do it. It's just come naturally to you. but you don't see them, so you don't see yourself. So it's a huge subject. It's a long journey of I am aligned too, as you may think. And there is something very, I don't know, it's surprising all the time, like, oh, yeah, I did that. Yeah. Oh. It's, so yeah, being aligned too means you are gifted, very, very gifted. It's natural to you, but you don't see that. And it's normal. Or if you are a bit further, if you dive deeper into your own self and everything, it takes you more time to see yourself. You know, it's because of course the world around you is going to mirror yourself. I mean, there is two ways to know yourself. I mean, of course you can go deeper inside and ask to see, but you can also ask others around you to what are your skills, what are your talents, where do I seem to be very at ease, where not. That's a whole point. And of course you can also observe life. What happened in your life, what is easy, what is not easy, and this would give you tremendous information about your own gifts, talents, and what your true self is. So if you are a 2, it's very useful to ask around you first and to observe yourself on a regular basis and see what you do and how you do it, how easy it is. And because line 2 in human design is a very effortless people. They do things, but it's effortless. It's easy. It seems easy for them, even if for someone else it might. Hi, Wesley. And maybe for someone else it can be the journey of a lifetime to learn to do something, and you just come in and you do it, or you learn a bit and poof, you're very good at it. It's just what a line 2 is. So that's the first thing. If in human design you have a line 2 in your profile, yeah, knowing yourself belongs to yourself, to your journey, and discovering that it's not impossible at all, but it means that just you need to work on it. It doesn't mean you don't need to work on it. It means it might be more difficult for you. The second thing is if you are a projector, like me, there are 5 different types, you know, but if you are a projector, our aura at the projector is directed to the other, so we don't see ourselves because we are very occupied and we care about the other. This is another thing that might tell you, well, it can be a bit more difficult to see yourself. Another trait which might be difficult to see yourself is if you're J center. This is the center that has the shape of a diamond in the middle of your chart. If it's undefined, it means that your sense of identity is not fixed, and that you are really able, a bit like reflectors too, which is another type, you are able to really shift your identity's sense according to the people around you, which might be a good thing sometimes, and it has, of course, assets and drawbacks. But you can evolve quite quick and embody different identities, a bit like a chameleon, you know. And so it might be more difficult for you to have a sense of identity, and of course to see yourself, to be self-aware in that case. And there is one last big trait that is not helping you see yourself, is in human design, and especially in the gene key system, there is something that we call the core wound. This is a concept that exists in other systems, but in the in the gene keys, or especially in the gene keys. There are 6 of them. They are each related to lines. And the first wound is the wound of repression and suppression of the self. Yeah, it's well, this isn't the one I have, so I know it quite well. And the thing is that this wound is all about suppressing yourself, your personality, who you are, on different level, on the soul level, on the human level, your personality, to be able to adapt to your environment, to your parents, because these wounds are beginning very early when you are a child, even in your mother's womb, you know. And you just suppress yourself, repress yourself, your own traits, who you are, to adapt to be loved, to adapt to just fit in, you know, and have this feeling of belonging to a tribe, to a family, and everything else. So of course, because it's a wound, it's the story of a lifetime to get over it. And at that point, if you have this wound, how to know if you have this wound? That's a good question. This is the line of your. It's going to be a bit technical. Well, if you go to your either human design or a hologenetic profile, it's your gene key profile, you have to see what is the line of your unconscious Mars, the planet Mars, on the unconscious side, on the red left side of your body chart in human design. This is called also the design side. And there is a line, there is a number, which is the gate, for example, 48 for me, and point something, 1, 2 until 6. And if you have a point 1, you have this wound of self-repression, self-suppression. And this is very it's a whole journey of remembering and reintegrating who you are, because you have been adapting over and over, adapting yourself to your environment and the people around you, to feel loved, to feel your belonging, to feel you're valuable, to prove yourself things, you know. And just taking layers and layers of conditioning one after the other to come back to your core being, to the core of who you really are. And after redeploying it in all the fields of your life, it can take some time and some deconditioning. But this is a bit the story of my life, if I may say. But it's something you can pay attention to. So these were the different traits in your human design or gene key chart you can pay attention to know if these are there. Of course, the best way to go deeper into this and to know if it's quite easy for you to know yourself, but if you ask yourself the question, maybe it's not so easy. And if you want to embark on a journey of self-discovery and self-connection, having a human design and gene key reading is some of the best gifts you can really offer to yourself. Because in a human design reading, this is what I called in my offer discovery and connection to the self, or self-discovery and self-connection. And it's an hour and a half to 2 hours where we take the time to go deep into your human design chart, gene key chart, depending on also why you came here to learn. And it's really, of course, it's a knowledge transmission, but it's also a very energetic and spiritual transmission, and a connection to your true self inside of you. So maybe you are already on a journey of self-discovery, or you're just at the beginning, or you have been deconditioning and healing some things in your life for already a while. But if you feel called to better know yourself, because maybe you need to, maybe you are about to get after a new job, or to sell some services, and you have to talk about yourself. So it's easier to talk about yourself if you know yourself, you know. And I think the human design and Gene Keys offer you a viewpoint that's really, how to say this, it's really deep, but it's also very practical too. And it can be very self-validating, because you will recognize things like, oh, I didn't think about that, but it's true, I have this. Or there will be things that I could tell you, and you will like, are you sure I have them? Yeah, you have them. And it will be a real discovery, a real surprise. And it will begin to work in your mind and in your body, in your energetic different bodies, that to come to the self-awareness that yeah, you have maybe a lot more talent and resources than you thought you had. And that's the beauty of it all, of course. Yeah, that's already a lot of information I gave you tonight. Let me check if I forgot something important, because I had written some things. No, I think I have gone through everything I wanted to see tonight. I will be posting tomorrow a more detailed description of what it means to have your body chart read, and how this session works, this self-discovery session works with me, so that you can have yourself an idea. And if you feel called, or if you have questions, please write me. It will be a pleasure to answer you. Have a nice evening. Bye.